Jessica Gunning has been a fan of Richard Gadd since she saw his 2016 stage show, Monkey See, Monkey Do. In 2019, she tried to get tickets to his one-man show, Baby Reindeer, but it was sold out. So she did the next best thing. I couldn't get tickets to the stage play, but I bought the play text actually, which is a little bit Martha of me. Gunning quips to Gold Derby. Watch the exclusive video interview above. Martha, of course, is the woman Gunning plays in Netflix adaptation of Baby Reindeer. Based on Gadd's real experience, the limited series follows struggling comedian Donnie Gadd, who finds himself stalked and harassed by Martha after he gives her a free drink one night at the pub where he works. While she was devouring the text, Gunning never imagined she could be part of a screen adaptation of Baby Reindeer one day. I never thought I could be part of it or anything like that. When I heard that it was being made into a show, I was like, oh wow, okay. And when the audition came through, I was like, oh my gosh, she recalls. Because I always just saw the stage show, I suppose in my head, when I was reading the play text. But I think he did such an amazing job of adapting it and creating these amazing characters who you kind of feel so many things for. It's just a real feat that he managed to do that. Though it's easy to label Baby Reindeer as a stalker show, that would be reductive. An unflinching portrait of trauma, the series avoids villainizing Martha as typical crazy stalker, giving her depth and a humanity through Gadd's writing and Gunning's performance to create a much more complex story about two lonely souls who were seeking connection. For Gunning, it was of utmost importance that Martha comes across as a three-dimensional character. I never really saw her in that light of a crazy stalker, the actress says. I suppose the final voice message she leaves to him in the scene at the pub really got to me as well in terms of what is at the core of the character and how complicated she is and how safe she feels around him in a way. Gunning points to a scene in the premiere with which she auditioned. I went through the scene with a friend of mine while we're outside the comedy club, and Martha says she wants to zip him up and squirrel all the way inside him. And I said to my friend, oh my God, this scene is so romantic. I love this one. And she read it and was like, this is crazy. And for the first time, I was like, oh, it could be read in a different way. Because I just thought, what a compliment to say. I really did empathize with her and her cuteness, I suppose, and what she sees in him. Richard's so great in how he writes stage directions too, and in the courtroom scene, he just says, these are just two lost people looking at each other. And I think that really comes across in how he wrote it. They needed each other at a time in each other's lives when they felt maybe a bit overlooked. A majority of Gunning's performance in the finale is via voiceover. After Martha pleads guilty, Donnie listens to endless voicemails she has left him after she savvily procured his new number. While she did some temporary voicemails on her phone for Gadd to have on set for his performance, Gunning recorded all the messages in ADR 6 months after production wrapped. In the interim, she had filmed a whole season of the BBC One series, The Outlaws, but it wasn't difficult for her to get back into Martha's headspace. We kind of paired them up to moods she was in, similar to what Donnie does, compartmentalizing complementary ones. We did a run so it felt like we were in the same space each time. But by then, I kind of knew the character so well, I was able to quite quickly get into that zone. The final voicemail Gunning recorded was the final one Donnie listens to in the final scene. In it, Martha reveals the bittersweet reason she calls him Baby Reindeer. That final voicemail was what I always used to read if I ever needed to feel emotional as her, Gunning shares. I would read that, and it would get me every time. So it didn't take much. I think we did, like 1 or 2 takes of it. Donnie listens to the message at a pub as the scene mirrors the inciting incident in the premiere. The bartender tells Donnie his drink on the house after the latter says he left his wallet at home. Oh my God, I love that. When I read that, I was like, genius. What a great way to bookend the show. How clever. And I love that I've heard so many different theories about it. It's so great to have a show that isn't clear-cut necessarily in the ending. So many people take away certain things. What did I make of it? I think I probably thought of it along the Martha angle of him understanding her more, and that kindness of the barman saying, "It's on me," he realizes what he meant to her. Emmys. The Bear and Shogun top early projections in 70 categories. Netflix leading for networks with 95 potential noms. Variety's awards circuit is the home for all awards news and related content throughout the year. It features the official predictions for the Oscars, Emmys, Grammys, and Tony Awards, curated by Variety Senior Awards editor Clayton Davis. The prediction pages reflect the current standings in the race and do not reflect personal preferences for any individual contender. As other formal and informal polls suggest, competitions are fluid and subject to change based on buzz and events. Predictions are updated every Thursday. Weekly commentary, updated May 23, 2024. 70 categories for the Primetime Emmy Awards are being predicted and added to the page. Leading the pack are the double FX frontrunners, the drama Shogun and the comedy The Bear. Both have early leads in the nomination tallies. With 25 nominations projected, The Bear is set to break the record for a comedy series, a record long held by 30 Rock, which had 22 nominations in a single year. This potential milestone underscores the growing acclaim and popularity of The Bear, which has resonated strongly with both audiences and critics. Shogun sits comfortably with 20 projected noms, with more that could be added. On the network front, Netflix's sheer volume of content has the streaming giant barreling towards the 100 nomination mark, putting it at the forefront for all studios. Leading the pack for Netflix are acclaimed series such as The Crown, which continues to captivate with its portrayal of the British monarchy, Baby Reindeer, a newcomer making waves with its unique storytelling, and Ripley, an adaptation of the classic Tom Ripley novels. Additionally, Netflix's non-fiction offerings, such as The Greatest Night in Pop, are racking up mentions, showcasing the platform's diverse range of high-quality content. Variety still hasn't released the first picks in categories like sound, makeup, and other technical races, so it will only increase from there. Netflix is expected to pick up some additional mentions, further bolstering its impressive tally. Below is a list of updates. All listed episodes and credited names are not final and are subject to change. The eligibility deadline for all series concluding their runs is May 31. The nominations voting round is open from June 13 to June 24. Top 5 nomination leaders, series. The Bee Shogun, The Crown, Fallout, Baby Reindeer. Top 5 nomination leaders, individual networks. Netflix, 95. FX, 60. Max, 47. Apple TV Plus, 27. Prime Video, 25. Upcoming for your consideration, FOI events. All the Light We Cannot See, Netflix. Jared Carmichael reality show. Jim Henson Idea Man, May 23. The Beach Boys, Disney Plus. Ripley, Netflix. Alice and Jack, May 24. Blue Eye Samurai, Netflix. Reservation Dogs, FX.